Christmas. Ho, ho, ho. You better watch out. You better not cry. You better not pout. I'm telling you why. The old Santa Claus has come to town. Good evening, everybody. It's 8 o'clock. And welcome to this special Christmas in July edition of the Friday Night Fun Net on the K9RFD Repeater in Rockford. My name is Jim. My call is at K9GCR. I'm located here in Freeport. I'll be your host this evening. The purpose of having this net is what the name implies, have fun. This is what this hobby of amateur radio is all about, in addition to providing emergency communications if when the situation warrants. A secondary purpose of this net is providing an ordinary meeting place for all amateur radio operators. Everybody's welcome to check in. You do not have to be a member of any club, organization, group, or association to participate in this net. All you need is a valid FCC license. This repeater has a PL1 to 14.8 minus offset. Plus offset, I should say. I'm used to being on 6.1, so this net meets each and every Friday evening at 8 p.m. This repeater is a PL1 14.8 plus offset. You need to have that programmed into your radio in order to have access to the repeater. For those of you who may be using older radios that do not have PL capability, or the PL in your radio is not working properly, you can check in the Friday Night Fun Net using the repeater output frequency, the straight 195 simplex. If I hear you, I will nod you and check you in the net. This is the Friday Night Fun Net for Friday, July 21st, 2023. I'm happy to report that Mike, KD9MED, is live streaming this net on the internet and recording this for future replay on the Friday Night Fun Net Central Facebook page. He was not, as you know, he was not able to do this last week because of the severe weather down in Ogle County, but he's doing it tonight. Okay, for those of you who are going to check in and listening on the internet, you want to check in. Check in with Mike on the internet, and he in turn will relay your internet checks to me via the radio. Also, if you're out of the station, you can hear the repeater. You can get into it, but you can't hear because of propagation. You're too far away from it, or what have you. You don't have internet access. You can give me a call on the Friday Night Fun Net Central Hotline. Area code 815-232-FN-FN, 232-3636, local Freeport number. I'll take your check-in over the phone, but try to check in on the radio first. Okay, you know, with the heat wave coming next week, and we're being in the warm weather, I thought we're in the heart of the summertime. I thought maybe this would be appropriate to do like a Christmas in July. So we're just thinking about that. That's actually on the 25th, Tuesday. So I thought, well, why not put everybody in the Christmas spirit in the middle of the summer? That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do like I usually do during the Christmas edition of Friday Night Fun. I'm going to ask everybody what their favorite memories of the holiday are. I'm going to even read all my Christmas radio nut jokes I got from various ham radio operators. So, well, that's the topic tonight. We'll do our regular features. Friday Night Fun Net Tech Corner. If you have any technical questions, what kind of an antenna you want to put up in your tower? You're having a problem with your power supply or amplifier. What kind of radio you want to buy? Base mobile or APRS, FT8 or what have you, all mode. If you have any technical questions, please feel free to ask them. We'll do our best to answer them for you. We had some technical questions last week. We'll see what happens. Then we'll do the Friday Night Fun Net DX Corner. Did you make any DX reports this week? I did. The first time since 13 colonies. So if you have any DX report, please feel free to let us know who you made contact with, and what have you. Then we'll have our swap nets. If you have a dime to buy, sell, trade, or want related copies of amateur radio or computers, we will definitely do that. I want to say something here. After we get done with check-ins, as you know, we lost a third ham radio operator last week, Gene Stankiewicz, KD9MED. I'm going to do right after check-ins, we're going to do a full tribute to him. We're going to have, if anybody, I can't even talk. We're going to ask anybody who knew him if they would like to comment on his passing. Then we'll do a 1 minute all keys down moment of silence and I'll do a last call in his honor. Okay. Okay. Also, we're gonna do. We'll do short time on both stations. You have family situation going on. You're rather concentrating. You're driving that you can't stay over the net. We'll take your short time on both check-ins. If you have traffic, we'll do your traffic right away. After that, we'll take general check-ins. First, we'll take general check-ins from northern Illinois. Next, we'll take general check-ins from southern Wisconsin. After that, we'll take general check-ins from anywhere in northern Illinois or southern Wisconsin. When you check in the net, state whether or not you have traffic. Your traffic consists of breakfast, bike rides, marathons, or hamfests. So, okay. Then we'll do, as I say, we'll do the Friday Night Fun at Tech Corner, the Friday Night Fun at Trivia. We'll do that, but we'll do the DX Corner. Then we'll do our topic, where it's all about Christmas in July tonight. Okay, with all the so-called formalities out of the way, let's get underway. Do we have a short time on mobile station like checking the Friday Night Fun then? Please call now.
KD9YBG short time.
ICH Robert in Rockford. Portable. Short time, no traffic.
Alpha 9, Victor Uniform, Michael in Janesville. I have no traffic.
AC9NW, Tom and Roscoe, short time, no traffic.
KD9YBG, short time.
Okay, stations stand by. I got 4 stations checked in short time. KD9YBG, Dale and Robert have got you checked in short time. Southern, have a good evening. Thanks for checking in. Maybe we'll catch you tomorrow night on the Rag Net. K9ICH, Robert, with that HD sounds great there, Robert. Checking in short time. Southern, have a good evening. Thanks for checking in. Maybe we'll catch you tomorrow night on the Rag Net. KD9VU, Mike in Janesville have got you checked in. Thanks for checking in. Southern, have a good evening. AC9NW, Tom and Roscoe have got you checked in, Tom. Thanks for checking in. You have a good evening, too. Any more short time on most stations like checking the Friday Night Fun Net, please call now.
KC9QPL, Paul Los Burke, short timer, 73, be clear.
K9QPL, Paul in Loves Park. Okay, Paul, I've got you checked in. Southern, have a good evening. We'll talk to you next week there. So, on the other nets, too, of course. Any more short time on most stations want to check in, please call now.
November 9, Golf Lima Yankee, portable crossband. Good evening, Jimmy, no traffic.
Okay, stand by. We had 2 stations try to check in. And the station checked in using crossband. Come back with your call, please. I didn't quite catch it.
N9GOY, November 9, Golf Lima Yankee. Good evening, Jimmy.
N9GLY, Austin down in Ogle County, EC down in Ogle County. Okay, Austin, I've got you checked in. 737, thanks for checking in. Now, there was another station that they're trying to check in. Another station, come back, please.
N9GBP, Greg in Rockford, short time.
N9GBP, Greg in Rockford, short time. Okay, Greg, I've got you checked in. Have a good evening. Thanks for checking in. We'll talk to you down the log. Any more short time on mobile stations for the Friday Night Fun Net, please call now.
Good evening, Jimmy. Whiskey 9 Juliet Tango Charlie, checking in short time tonight. Have a great net, sir.
W9JTC, Jamie and Robert. Okay, Jamie, I've got you checked in short time. You have a good evening, and we'll talk to you down the log. Thanks for checking in. Any more short time on mobile stations you want to check in, please call now. Okay, I've got 8 short time station checks in. By the way, in keeping with Christmas in July, I'm using red and green ink, colors of Christmas. So, okay, sounds good. All right, there'll be no more short time stations. Let's go to general check-ins. First, I'll take any general check-ins from Northern Illinois for the Friday night fun net. Please go now. Do we have any general check-ins from Northern Illinois for the Friday night fun net? Please go now. Oh boy, everybody must be outside enjoying the weather before the heat comes in. So, okay, at this time I'll take any general check-in from southern Wisconsin. Any station in southern Wisconsin would like to check in. Please call now. Okay, do we have any general check-ins from southern Wisconsin who would like to check in the Friday night fun net? Please call now. Okay, it's Friday night fish Friday night in Wisconsin. Everybody's at their favorite bar, restaurant, or tavern, eating their catfish, buffalo, carp, northern pike, walleye, muskie, crappies, or bluegills. You cheese lovers, those of you in the Milwaukee area, you're eating your Polish sausages, hot dogs, brats, kielbasa, and Braunschweiger. The Brewers are playing the Atlanta Braves at the American Family Field, so the tailgaters are out in force there. So, okay, at this time, I will, those you cheese lovers read some of that famous Wisconsin cheese. Okay, at this time, I will take any check-ins from anywhere in northern Illinois or southern Wisconsin for the Friday night fun net. Please go now.
KC9RGG.
K9RGG, Norm in Orfordville, Wisconsin. Okay, Norm, I've got you checked in. I'll get back to you in a few minutes for the roundtable. Thanks for checking in. Any more general check-ins from anywhere in northern Illinois or southern Wisconsin for the Friday night fun net? Please go now.
And Rockford, no traffic.
W9AXD Matt in Rockford got you checked in, Matt. Great job you guys did last night at the ham radio class. I know the boys had a good time. I'm sure they're listening. Thanks for checking in, Matt. We'll get back to you in a few minutes roundtable. There was another station trying to check in. Other station, come back, please.
KD9MED.
Okay, I've got 2 stations checked in. KD9MED, wait a minute. KD9MED. Carrie and Rockford, the Duke of Digital DX. Carrie, I've got you checked in. I'll get back to you in a few minutes roundtable. KD9MED, Mike and Rochelle is live streaming this net on the internet and recording it for future replay on the Friday Night Fun Net Facebook page. You have, with traffic. Do you want to wait or do you want to give your traffic now? Sure, go ahead. By the way, this is K9GCR, the Friday Night Fun Net on the K9RFD Repeater in Rockford, transmitting for Friday Night Fun Net Central and Freeport. Okay, the ID went up. Okay, go ahead with your traffic there, Mike. Congratulations, Mike, on that reward. I think that's wonderful that you got. Thank you for all you do. That's terrific, Mike. Okay. We will continue. Do we have any more stations? Oh, wait a minute. Any more stations in northern Illinois or southern Wisconsin would like to check the Friday night fun net? Please call now. Okay, I'll tell you what. I'm going to go ahead, ladies and gentlemen, it is with the deepest regret that I announce the passing of Gene Stankwitz, KD9 the BOD. Long-time ham radio operator and long-time rah-rah member. He passed away, I think it was sometime last week. So, do we have anybody would like to make any comments about this individual at this time? Well, I'll tell you what, I've never met the guy in person, but I talked to him several times on the radio. I believe he even checked in on this net, so a while back. But he'll be sorely missed, and that was about it there. So okay, any more? Does anybody have any comments on the passing of Gene Stankwitz at this time?
Yeah, this is KC9ICH. During the time I was on the board of directors and vice president of RARA, Gene was always an excellent member, and did the Scouts on the Air thing, handled all that, organized it. Always came to field day, participated in that a lot, and always was ready to help younger guys like myself, so he'll be missed. This is KC9ICH.
Okay, Robert, thanks for your comment. I know he was very much involved in the Scouts there too, and that's for sure. Thanks for your comment. Any other station wishing to make any comments about Gene Stankwitz, KD9BOD? Okay, at this time, I'm going to do a 1-minute all keys down moment of silence and a last call in honor of Gene Stankwitz, KD9BOD. We will now observe a 1-minute all keys down moment of silence. KD9BOD, KD9BOD, KD9GCR. KD9BOD, KD9BOD, KD9GCR. Hello, K9GCR. Gene, it was a pleasure knowing you. Hopefully we'll meet in that great ham radio station in the skies someday. You've been a great service to Rah-Rah and to the ham radio community. May you rest in peace. K9GCR. Okay, we just did a 1 minute all keys down moment of silence, and a last call in honor of Gene Stankwitz, KD9MED. May you rest in peace. Okay, continuing on with the Friday Night Fun Net. Are there any more stations wishing to check in this time? From anywhere in northern Illinois or southern Wisconsin, please call now. Okay, the only traffic I have is the public relations officer in charge of that. John Mitchell, the W9JC here in Freeport, is actually in charge of the testing. He runs the show. Tony K9RFD is kind of like the public relations liaison, if you say. So you can contact him, Tony, at area code 815. Just a minute, let me get out the phone number here. Area code 815-908-3592. Area code 815-908-3592. That's Tony K9RFD. He's also our EC here in Stevenson County. He's the public relations officer for the BE testing session. So we understand that there might be a big turnout 2 weeks from tomorrow. That'd be great. So if the boys are listening, hopefully you'll be ready to go by that time. I'd like to come down to the library and meet you two in person. Okay. That's and by the way, let me reset. The Stevenson County Fair gets underway next Tuesday. It'll run through the next Saturday, the 29th. If you're not doing anything, come on over and help enjoy the food, the rides, and the entertainment, and what have you. Okay. That's my traffic. Does anybody else have any traffic you'd like to pass along? Okay. It's definitely a slow net tonight. I think everybody's out enjoying the weather. Hey, when you go outside like that, folks, we appreciate you going outside, but take your HDs with you so you can check in the net. All right, let's go. Let's go with the Friday Night Fun Net Tech Corner. This is our TechNet portion. This is where we ask questions, any technical questions. What kind of an antenna you want to put up on your tower? What kind of, are you having a problem with your power supply or amplifier? What kind of radio you want to buy? Base, mobile, all mode, APRS, FT8, or what have you? If you have any questions, please feel free to ask them. We'll do our best to answer them for you. Does anybody have any technical questions they'd like to bring before the net? Okay, there are no technical questions, so we'll move on to the next segment, the Friday Night Fun Net DX Corner. This is where you get a chance to, you made any DX reports we'd like to hear about them on the net. So, does anybody have any DX reports they'd like to pass along?
KD9MED.
K9MED. Okay, Gary, what do you got for us?
Thank you, Jimmy. Good evening, everybody. I was on HF for 13 and a half hours this week. 117 contacts in 15 countries. No new countries. The most distant contact was YC0RXA on 15 meters. He's in Jakarta, and that's 9,700 miles away. Free set. Turns out Jakarta is the largest city in Southeast Asia with, by population anyway, with a population of about 11 million now. And we'll come back to that at the end. I also had contacts in New Zealand and South Africa, and oh, here's a good one, Sabah St. Eustatius, PJ5/PE6Q, free set. Sabah St. Eustatius isn't that far away, but it's a good catch because there aren't a lot of people operating from there. KL4RL in Alaska on 20 meters, a lady named Cosette. She likes to do POTA activations, and she was the first POTA activator at about 30 different parks in Alaska. It's pretty cool. Okay, Jimmy, tonight's geography question. Jakarta was, the city was run by the Dutch East India Company for a couple of centuries, I think, and they had their own name for it, and that name held on until 1949 when they changed it to Jakarta, or I should say they changed it back to Jakarta. But for a couple hundred years they called it something else. What was that? KD9MED.
The Dutch East Indies?
Yeah, the city that is currently known as Jakarta was run by the Dutch for a couple of centuries there in Indonesia, and they had their own name for it. It's a name you heard.
Oh boy, it's probably a name I heard, and I probably don't remember right now. Oh boy, you got me there, Gary.
Well, I didn't know it either until I looked it up, obviously. I drove around the town on Google Street Map for a while today. Boy, they have some skinny streets, little alleyways there. Anyway, the Dutch called it Batavia, and it wasn't until 1949 that they declared their independence and went back to their original name, Jakarta. KD9MED.
Oh yeah. Yeah, now that you mentioned, now I remember Batavia, yes. That's right, that's right. Okay, sounds good. Thanks for that information. So now I'm going to get out my logbook and I'll give you my one and only DX report I made this week. So that's right. First time I've been on HF since 13 Colony. All right, let me get situated here. Okay, this is on, let's see, this is on Tuesday, 3 days ago. I made a count, this is on 14.234 megahertz. I think it was actually 14.23450 or something. This was now this was a funny call. 4 United, 1 Whiskey Bravo. 4 United 1 Whiskey Bravo. He was transferring from Washington, D.C. I looked up the list there, and I got that icon chart there of all the different HF bands in the U.S. and on the reverse side, you got all the different call signs of all over the world. I looked up that call, and the way I got figured out, that's either United Nations or ITU headquarters in Washington, D.C. But that's what I got down written in my logbook.
Jimmy, 4U1WB is the World Bank, and I've tried to work that guy several times, and I've never got him to come back to me. So congratulations on working the World Bank. Send them a QSL card, and maybe they'll send you some free money or something with it. That is in Washington, D.C., yes.
Oh, I did not know that. Well, I looked it up, all the different calls from that area. They said like either ITU or United Nations, World Bank. Oh, well, that's great. Kerry, thank you very much for that information.
Oh, you're welcome. Those are the World Bank sounds like the kind of guys to be good buddies with. You know, I mean, it seems like the place you'd be able to get. If anybody has money to loan out, I think it would be the World Bank. KD9MED.
Boy, ain't that the truth. Okay, Kerry, thanks very much for that information. I might just write that. I just might write that down there. So, okay, well, I'll just put down WB for World Bank. Thanks, Kerry. Anybody else have any DX reports that they'd like to pass along? Okay, sorry about that, folks. I was just putting my papers away in my desk. So, okay. Next item we'll do will be the swap net. All items to be bought, sold, or traded must be related to the hobbies of rabbit radio or computers. All items to be bought, sold, or traded must be the property of or in possession of the person who wants to get rid of the stuff. Any mentioned price over the air by haggling should take place either in person or over the telephone. Also, no commercial business of any kind is allowed. Does anybody have any swap net traffic they'd like to pass along at this time? Now, somebody was trying to key up, but I didn't get no audio. Let's try that one more time. Okay, we're gonna move on. Let's go ahead with the round table. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, and I'll tell you what. We're talking about this Christmas in July edition. I'm asking everybody what their favorite memories of Christmas are. That's one way to keep cool during the upcoming heat wave coming up. K9RFD Robert, I don't know if you're still listening or not. What are your favorite memories of Christmas? Okay, we'll move on. Norm, KC9RGG. What is your favorite memories of the Christmas holiday?
KC9GCR, KC9RGG. Hey, Jim, my memories of Christmas, all of them are great. I can't remember which would be the best. They were all just real good. And something I'd like to pass along tonight, we had another death. Dick Biondy died. He was 90 years old. He was still living in Chicago. And I read this in the New York Times this morning. And contrary to popular belief, he was not fired because he gave a dirty joke on the air. He got in an argument with the sales manager at the station, and sales manager was having him play too many commercials, and he wasn't getting enough music in, and there was a great altercation, and it involved a letter opener that Biondy went after the guy with. He was kind of a hothead, and so he got fired. So Dick Biondy is no longer with us.
Oh boy, this is news to me. I'm definitely sorry to hear that. So oh boy. Well, that was one other notable. Well, there was another notable person that passed away. You've heard the news about Tony, the late Tony Bennett passing away. The great singer. Yeah, he passed away today, 96 years old. He was still performing up to that time. Oh boy, that was sure something about Dick Biondi. Oh boy, there was definitely yeah, I'm sure. Larry H9GO, I don't know if he's listening or not, but I'm sure he can tell you the stories about Dick Biondi. And the late Carl Larson, W9UIJ, was listening to WLS that night. He got fired. That was really a big to do back then too. Sorry to hear about that, Norm, but thanks for the information.
Well, that's fine, Jim. Just wanted to pass it along. And yeah, Tony Bennett was a great guy also. We're losing great hams, and we're losing great radio announcers, and we're losing great singers. I guess we'll all become silent keys someday. KC9GCR, KC9RGG, and you're right, Jim, I'll be hitting the hay.
Okay, Norm. Hey, thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun in. Enjoy your evening, enjoy your weekend. Until we talk to you next week. All right. W9AXD, Matt in the Rockford. What's going on with you? Christmas in July. What are your favorite memories of the holiday?
KC9GCR, W9AXD. Good evening, Jimmy and the net. Christmas, I gotta say, when my kids were becoming aware of the magic of Christmas, it just kind of, I was never really a big Christmas guy, and but once I had kids, it kind of really put a spark in things. Brief reset. I do have kind of a funny story. As you know, Jimmy, I had a tooth pulled on yesterday, and so I hopped on the 390 repeater there, and I talked to Jimmy for a little bit, and then I popped over to the 440 FM 38 and that, going up to Milwaukee and Green Bay, and somebody came on and they said, "Oh, increase your power." And I usually use low power, and so I turned the power up, and this guy comes and he says, "Matt," he says, "there's something wrong with your radio. You know, did you get a new mic or something?" Brief reset. And I said, actually, this other guy on the net came back. He started laughing, and he says, "No, man, just had a tooth pulled. He's got a mouthful of cotton." He thought something was wrong with my radio. I thought it was kind of funny. Back to you, Jimmy.
Yeah, I enjoyed talking to you on 390 yesterday, and I heard you. I think you were probably on this repair. You were calling somebody else, but whoever it was, I never heard that call before. But whoever it was didn't come back to you then.
Yeah, that was because I got a dual band. I forgot to switch over on the bands. That was KC9LFR up in Fond du Lac that I was trying to get on the FM 38, but I was on 2 meters. I wasn't on 440 because I didn't hit the button on my radio.
Yeah, I tried to get back to you here on this repair. You must have switched over then. I was gonna ask you, who were you trying to contact? Okay.
Yep. So anyway, we'll go back to that, Jimmy, and I think this is my last one. I think I'm gonna kind of hit the hay here myself. KC9GCR, W9AXD.
Okay, sounds good, Matt. So you have a good evening. We'll talk to you down the line. Maybe we'll catch you on the radio net tomorrow night. Thanks for checking in. Okay. Kerry, KD9MED. Christmas in July. What are your favorite memories of Christmas?
This is KD9MED. Oh, I don't have any particular Christmas memories I want to share. I regard it as the most important of our holidays, and I use it as an opportunity to study the Gospels. But as far as personal experiences, I'll just let that one go. Other things that are new with me, I don't know. The days just go by so rapidly, and I seem to accomplish less and less every day. I don't have anything. Just there was a lot of operating this week. Like I said, 13.5 hours. So that's it. KD9MED.
Okay, Gary, I understand. I know where you're coming from. So, okay, sounds good. Okay, hey, thanks for checking in. Hopefully we'll get more station checking. I think everybody's out enjoying the weather before the heat wave comes like on Tuesday. Okay, Gary, thanks for checking in. KD9MED, Mike down in Rochelle, is live streaming this net on the internet and recording it for future replay on the Friday Night Fun Net Facebook page. Christmas in July. What are your favorite memories of Christmas? Well, go ahead. November 4 Alpha TV, November 4 ATV, all-terrain vehicle. Sure, we'll give them a moment of silence. Let's do a 1 minute all keys down moment of silence for Thomas. Who was that? What's that name again? Thomas Lawrence Sr. November 4 ATV. We will do a 1 minute all keys down moment of silence in his honor. Clear 7-3s, may you rest in peace. Okay, Mike, how was that? Okay, did you ever listen to that guy on the radio back when you were in back east? Oh. Well, you have my deepest sympathy there, Mike. I'm sure sorry to hear about your loss. You're welcome, thanks. Okay. You're welcome. Let's see now. That concludes my list. Do we have any more stations who would like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? If you're coming home with your Friday night fish fry, steak fry, grocery shopping, or the show, you just turn your radio on. You've been copying the mail for the last 45 minutes. This is your chance to check in the Friday Night Fun Net from anywhere in the region. Without traffic, please call K9 TCR. Okay, now this being Christmas in July, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to read all my Christmas radio nut jokes. The first three of them are from Brad, the WW2D. He's gone through so many call signs, it's pathetic. But anyway, here I forget what he's saying. I have to look up his present call now, but here we go. You know you are a radio nut when you run your Christmas lights all the way up to the top of your antenna. That's from Brad. Here's another one. You know you're a radio nut when your Christmas lights are powered by your ham radio power supply. And here's another one from, oh, wait just a minute. I gotta turn the page here. Hold on. Okay, here's another one. You know you're a radio nut when your Christmas lights go dim and then brighten when you're talking on single sideband. Here's another one from Brad. You know you're a radio nut when Santa's sleigh gets directions from you on your local 2-meter repeater. Here's another one from Brad. You know you're a radio nut when you decode a Morse code message from Santa through Rudolph's red nose. And here's one of my own radio nut jokes. You know you're a radio nut when you spend Christmas Eve operating your local weekly 2-meter net instead of being with your family. All right, one moment, please. These next two are from Eric, K9MCS. You know you're a radio nut when you save grace at the Christmas table and you have your HD key and it goes out over the repeater. There's another one from Eric. You know you're a radio nut when you're firing up your HF rig and you put out so much power that you brighten up all the Christmas lights on your block. Here's another one from Eric. You know you're a radio nut when you're tracking Santa's sleigh by using APRS. This is one from Mike at K9CFL. You know you're a radio nut when you use your Yagi antenna as a Christmas tree. And here's another one of my man Herb in the Cool's age from Steve, K9 and KCQ. You know you're a radio nut when you use your linear amplifier to cook chestnuts at Christmas. Here's another one I haven't heard from in the Cool's age. Steve, W9WFM. You know you're a radio nut when you make your Christmas tree out of a discarded tower section. Here's one from Chris that does a N9OEG. You know you're a radio nut when you hang up your Christmas tree lights, not for looks, but to be used as an effective 20-meter dipole antenna. Here's three more from Steve, W9WFM. You know you're a radio nut when you decorate your Christmas tree with coax and ground wire. Here's another one. You know you're a radio nut when you hang your Christmas decorations from a dipole. And then one more. You know you're a radio nut when you hang mistletoe from your tower. All three were from Steve, W9WFM. I don't know what's happened to him. I haven't heard from him in the cool stage. One moment, please.
Yeah.
Go ahead, check in.
November 9, Delta, Lima Bravo, in and out, no traffic.
N9GLB, hello, Dave. Okay, your short time. Thank you for checking in. And also, I don't know if you heard the news or not. Terry Groves, our former EMA director here in Stevenson County, has passed away. I got the message from Bob at N9. He lives about a mile away,
there it is.
But sad to say he passed away.
Thank you for the information. 9GLB.
7-3, Dave. Have a good evening. Thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun Den. Any more stations wishing to check in, please call now.
K9KCT, Larry, short time, 73.
GT, Larry and Robert, King of CW. You guys are doing, you and the other Larry are doing a great job with the radio class there. So, okay, sounds, thanks for checking in, Larry. Have a good eve. We'll catch you on the Rag Net tomorrow night. Any more stations wish to check in, please call now. Okay, continuing on with the Christmas radio nut jokes. This one is from Mike, 89JG. You know you're a radio nut when you put up an antenna on top of your Christmas tree instead of a star. Here's another one from America, K9MCS. You know you're a radio nut when, on Christmas, you invite all the children into your ham shack and tell them to listen for Santa Claus. Here's another one from Kurt, KD9MED. You know you're a radio nut when you decorate your Christmas tree by using old PL259 connectors as ornaments for your tree. And I don't know who wrote this one, but here's another one. You know you're a radio nut when you let your kids talk to Santa on your 2-meter radio. Here's another one from Kirk, KD9N. You know you're a radio nut when, instead of putting up a star on your Christmas tree, you put up a 2-meter mobile antenna. From Kirk, KD9N. Here's another one from Kirk. You know you're a radio nut when, instead of leaving cookies and milk out for Santa Claus, you leave him a list of frequencies for your local repeaters. Do you have any more here? Here's one. This is from Al, K9EPZ. You know you're a radio nut when you use a slingshot and a fishing reel to hang your lights on the Christmas tree. And here's another one. I think this is the last one. This is from Rick, K9QDP. You know you're a radio nut when you use a straight key to break open order the Christmas nut. Rick, K9QDP. Well, there are your Christmas radio nut jokes. I hope you all enjoyed them. So, okay. Next time we read these jokes will be around Christmas time. Okay, any more stations wishing to check the Friday Night Fun, then please call now. Okay, next time on the agenda, we're going to do a Friday Night Fun trivia. Okay, if the boys, Tony and Man, are listening, I know you're studying for your license, but this, they say every little bit helps. This might help you in your quest to get a ham radio license. So, okay, we're going to go ahead. Let me get organized here. Okay. Oh boy. Okay, this is from the Commission's rules. Who selects a frequency coordinator? A. The FCC Office of Spectrum Management and Coordination Policy. B. The local chapter of the Office of National Council of Independent Frequency Coordinators. C. Amateur operators in a local or regional area whose stations are eligible to be repeater or auxiliary stations. D, FCC Regional Field Office. Who selects a frequency coordinator? A, the FCC Office of Spectrum Management and Coordination Policy. B, the local chapter of the Office of the National Council of Independence of Frequency Coordinators. C, amateur operators in a local or regional area whose stations are eligible to be repeater or auxiliary stations. D, FCC Regional Field Office. Anybody have correct answer to this question? Okay, who selects a frequency coordinator? Correct answer is C, Charlie. Amateur operators in a local or regional area whose stations are eligible to be repeater or auxiliary stations. 97.3822 refers to another question, but we're not going to get into that. We'll find another one here. All right. I think I read that question. I don't want to read it again. Okay. When may an amateur station transmit without identifying on the air? A, when the transmissions are of a brief nature to make station adjustments. B, when the transmissions are unmodulated. C, when the transmitted power level is below 1 watt. D, when transmitting signals to control model craft. When may an amateur station transmit without identifying on the air? A, when the transmissions are of a brief nature to make station adjustments. B, when the transmissions are unmodulated. C, when the transmitted power level is below 1 watt. D, when transmitting signals to control model craft. Anybody have correct answer to this question?
KD9MED is guessing D Delta.
You are correct, Gary. You are correct. When may an amateur station transmit without identifying on the air? The correct answer is D Delta when transmitting signals to control model craft. 97.119A. Unidentified transmissions are not allowed. Unidentified means that no call sign was associated with the transmission. The only exceptions are for space stations or for when your signals are controlling a model craft. Ham radio license manual, page 8-3. Find another one here. Okay. What method of call sign identification is required for a station transmitting phone signals? A, send the call sign followed by the indicator RPT. B, send the call sign using a CW or phone emission. C, send the call sign followed by the indicator R. D, send the call sign using only a phone emission. What method of call sign identification is required for a station transmitting phone signals? A, send the call sign followed by the indicator RPT, Romeo Papa Tango. B, send the call sign using a CW or phone emission. C, send the call sign followed by the indicator R. D, send the call sign using only a phone emission. Anybody have correct answer to this question? Okay. What method of call sign identification is required for a signal transmitting phone signals? Correct answer is B, Bravo. Send the call sign using a CW or phone emission. We'll move on to the next question here. Okay. What is the amateur radio emergency service or ARES? A, a group of licensed amateurs who have voluntarily registered their qualifications and equipment for communications duties in the public service. B, a group of licensed amateurs who are members of the military and who voluntarily agree to provide message handling services in the case of an emergency. C, a training program that provides licensing courses for those interested in obtaining an amateur radio license to use during emergencies. D, a training program that certifies amateur operators for membership in the Radio Amateur Civil Emergency Service. Let me reset. What is the Amateur Radio Emergency Service, or ARES? A, a group of licensed amateurs who have voluntarily registered their qualifications and equipment for communications duties in the public service. B, a group of licensed amateurs who are members of the military and who voluntarily agreed to provide message handling services in the case of an emergency. C, a training program that provides licensee courses for those interested in obtaining an amateur license to use during emergencies. D, a training program that certifies amateur operators for membership in the Radio Amateur Civil Emergency Service. Anybody correct answer to this question?
KD9MED is guessing A, alpha.
Well, I'll tell you what, Kerry, sorry about that. That's not correct, but hey, thanks for trying. Anybody else want to give it a try? Okay. What is the Amateur Radio Emergency Service, or ARES? Correct answer, C, Charlie. A training program that provides licensee courses for those interested in obtaining an amateur license to use during emergencies. ARES consists of licensed amateurs who have voluntarily registered their qualifications and equipment for communications duties in the public service. Its members support local and regional government and non-governmental agencies such as the Red Cross, Salvation Army, and National Weather Service. Any licensed amateur can participate in ARES. Amateur license manual page 6-18. Personally, I'm a member of the Stevens County ARES. We have an ARES group here in Stevens County. Sad to say, Winnebago County does not have one. Theirs disbanded a few years ago. Hopefully, somehow they can get that going again. I conduct the Stevens County ARES net every Wednesday evening at 7 p.m. on the 147.390 repeater here in Freeport with a PL 114.8 plus offset. Okay, find another one here. Okay. Why are simplex UHF signals rarely heard beyond their radio horizon? A, they are too weak to go very far. B, FCC regulations prohibit them from going more than 50 miles. C, UHF signals are usually not propagated by the ionosphere. D, UHF signals are absorbed by the ionospheric D layer. Why are simplex UHF signals rarely heard beyond their radio horizon? A, they are too weak to go very far. B, FCC regulations prohibit them from going more than 50 miles. C, UHF signals are usually not propagated by the ionosphere. D, UHF signals are absorbed by the ionospheric D layer. Anybody correct to answer this question? Say again.
KD9EPZ.
Okay, you cut yourself off. LOL. Okay, I'll get back to you. What do you say, Al?
I say C is in Charlie.
You are correct, Al. You are correct. Why are simplex UHF signals rarely heard beyond their radio horizon? Correct answer, C, Charlie. UHF signals are usually not propagated by the ionosphere. VHF and UHF signals usually pass through the ionosphere and are lost to space. Long-distance ionospheric propagation is the most common way for hams to make long-distance contact on the HF bands. Ham radio license manual, page 4-3. K9RFD, good evening, Al. What's going on with you?
Oh, I've been working Summer Thunder. It's not too well tonight. I guess there were some solar flares yesterday, and it's really messing up even the propagation on VHF, UHF. So I'm not doing all that well today. But and they do have someone coming in here to help me for 3 hours on Wednesdays. So it's nowhere near as much time as I need to have, because they can't do enough in 3 hours between them, getting me my shower and things, and I've got a bunch of bedding that doesn't fit in my washing machine that needs to be taken to the laundromat, and they're not giving enough hours for anybody to do it.
Oh boy, that's unfortunate, boy. Hey, but at least I'm glad to hear somebody's coming to help you out there. We're talking about Christmas in July, Al. I decided with the warm weather here and the heat wave coming next week, what wouldn't be a better idea to talk about Christmas in July? I'm asking everybody what your favorite memories of the holidays are. I just got done reading all the Christmas radio nut jokes I had there. So, what is your favorite memory of Christmas, Al?
My favorite memory of Christmas actually goes back to when I was a kid, and as I got a little older, but when I didn't know what was going on as much, but as I got a little bit older, my parents used to let me stay up with them and put all the stuff together under the tree.
That's unusual. Usually they want you to go to bed early so or else Santa Claus wouldn't come. But that was great.
Yeah, I kind of miss that. I miss a lot of things. I mean, I think things were good back in the 50s. I'm sorry. I think things are better. It seemed like families were closer together. I think part of it was because you generally only had one person working, and they made enough to support a house and wife and kids and a car, and sometimes even like a boat or a camper, all on one income back at that time.
Oh yeah, well yeah, I always did say Christmas ain't like it used to be when I was a kid. We were growing up, but back then Christmas was Christmas. It ain't like it is nowadays. They're showing that and even Halloween. You know how it is, mid-October, and even Halloween, and they start advertising Christmas stuff on the TV. I said, who cares about that? Christmas has become so commercial. That's why I said a few weeks ago, my favorite holidays are Thanksgiving, Easter, and 4th of July. Christmas, not so much. That's the way I feel about it.
Oh, I don't know if you ever heard it, but Stan Freberg years ago made a song called Green Christmas, and if you can look it up there, it's basically this Christmas story with twisted around for making fun of all the commercialism. But like I say, you'd enjoy it.
I probably would too, Al. Okay, Dave. Hey, thanks. Thanks for checking in, and good luck with that Summer Thunder. Hopefully you make more contacts. You got a little more than a week to go for that.
I've been managing to keep myself usually around 20th place. Not getting any better than that, and somebody's 21st, but I'm just saying right around 20th place. So, hopefully, you know, I don't expect more than that. But my station and the current condition with the current height of my antenna, I'm lucky to be doing that.
Sounds great, Al. Okay. Hey, thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun Net, and well, I'm sure we're gonna go back to the trivia segment there. But thanks for checking in. Do we have any more stations wishing to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. Okay, continuing on with the ham radio Friday Night Fun Net trivia. This is for the benefit of those who are studying for their first ham radio license, especially for the two high school students, Tony and Ben. So just kind of help them out here. So okay. Next question. Which of the following conductors is preferred for bonding at HF? Let's do that again. Which of the following conductors is preferred for bonding at RF? A. Copper braid removed from coaxial cable. B. Steel wire. C. Twisted pair cable. D. Flat copper strap. Which of the following conductors is preferred for bonding at RF? A. Copper braid removed from coaxial cable. B. Steel wire. C. Twisted pair cable. D. Flat copper strap. Anybody press to answer this question?
Delta, W9.
You are correct, Chad. You are correct. Let me get, I'll get back to you in a minute here. But you are correct. Which of the following conductors is preferred for bonding at RF? The correct answer is D delta, flat copper strap. Use short, wide conductors such as copper flashing or straps or heavy solid wire, number 8 AWG or larger, parentheses. Solid strap is best because it prevents the lowest impedance to RF. Ham radio license manual, page 96. W9AXD, good evening, Chad. What is going on with you?
Jimmy, not a whole lot. Still got my radio problems going on here. We're watching Hoarders on Discovery Life or whatever it is. So, not doing a whole lot on the radio. And Erica hasn't been feeling good the last 24 hours, so hopefully that's nothing too bad. But otherwise, nothing really new here. Jimmy, go ahead.
On that 146-400, with that noise, it's probably some on my. It's probably some on my end or something, but I don't know. But at least we got to talk on 146-415. And I'll tell you what, there was absolutely no noise whatsoever. In fact, your signal was beautiful last night on that frequency.
Good to know, Jimmy. Happy to hear that. And I'm bad with distances, so Freeport from Janesville, that's what, maybe 30 miles?
Might be, by the way the crow flies, but I don't know, but that could very well be.
Doesn't really matter. So, yeah, nothing really new here, Jimmy. Do you have a topic tonight?
Yes, I do. Last night, you know, with being warm weather and it's supposed to get very hot next week, I thought what would be a more appropriate subject than talk about Christmas in July. That's see some of the advertisements for Christmas in July on TV, and that's coming up on the 25th. I was asking everybody what their favorite memories of Christmas were.
Cool. Yeah, my favorite memories is Christmas as a kid on the farm growing up. And I remember Santa used to come. We were out milking cows, and Santa used to come, you know, when we were milking, so he had that planned out pretty well. Come up to the house, and we had a family Christmas, and I don't remember all the presents I got, but I got one of the presents I remember getting. I still got the guy. He's a little stuffed dog, brown dog, and then he has like bib overalls, like a engineer striped or farmer striped overalls. I still got him yet today. He's like probably 45 years old, so he can almost be AARP. But yeah, we also had memories of going to my grandma and grandpa and my aunt and uncle in Viroqua. And so that was basically our memories as a kid. So can't think of anything else, but I always felt Christmas was kind of a pretty, for me anyway, a pretty magical holiday. It still is for me. I try to make it that way in our house here. I'm not sure how successful I am, but I try anyway. Back to you.
Yeah, that's for sure. Well, that's the way it should be. Celebrate like it used to be back when you were a kid. But nowadays it's just so commercial. It's pathetic. And like I stated, my favorite holidays are Thanksgiving, Easter, and 4th of July. Christmas not so much. Our family what's left of it got together for Christmas last year, the first time in 3 years we got together. And believe it or not, it was the Saturday before New Year's Eve, so December 30th. But I always have a wonderful time there, so that's for sure. Okay, hey, why don't you go ahead and promote your net while you're at it?
Roger that. And yeah, I think Easter and Thanksgiving, it's a pretty fun holiday too. I was going to say something else about Christmas here, but I can't remember, what it was now. So yeah, anyway, the SimplexNet, Rock County SimplexNet, is going to be held every Thursdays at 8 p.m. We had Dale last week, new check-in last night, KD9MED Yankee Bravo Golf from Rockford checking in, so new check-in. It's always cool to have new people checking in. So again, that's every Thursday at 8 p.m. on 146.400. And so that's up with that. So we had 4 check-ins last night on the net. So looking forward to hearing people out there. No, summertime is tough for nets, but do what we can. We'll keep it going. And Jimmy, if you can put Erica, KD9VBX, down as a check-in, she's probably not going to want to say anything, but just put her on the list anyway.
Okay, Chad, I got her down. I put her down right now, so she's checking number 19. It's been a slow turnout for this net tonight. I think people are out enjoying the weather before the major heat wave comes next week.
I suppose. I know I asked our Alexa here in the living room what the weather is going to be next week, Saturday. She thinks it's going to be 83 degrees, but I think she's kind of wrong. I hope, not that I want weather like they had down south, tornadoes and all that, and flooding and stuff, but I really hope that this heat wave next week, I hope it brings in some humidity and higher dew points, hopefully get some rain out of the deal. Our favorite meteorologist on Channel 27, he went to Minneapolis to work for KR11, so we lost him, which was sad because he was a funny guy. He was a card, but they have him in Minneapolis. But he always says, you want to get good rainfalls, you got to have severe weather. It's the way it works. And I know what I was going to say about Christmas, Jimmy. I think Christmas is a little bit, it's not harder so much, but it's sad, at least for me. It's in the last 5 years since Erica and I got married. My sister passed away. I have 3 sisters, now I have 2. But one of them passed away almost a month after our wedding with a heart attack. And then a year after that, my dad passed away in November. My mom passed away in January of 2020. So without them being around, I got to say Christmas is a lot different. You know, but we still make the best of it, and it's still a good holiday. Especially knowing what the real meaning of Christmas really is. You know, God bless that. So back to you, Jimmy. W9AXD. I'll be back to net.
Okay, sounds good there, Chad. Yeah, Christmas ain't like it used to be. That's the way, that's the way I feel about it. I know how you feel about it. I have my own feelings about it too. So, okay. By the way, were you able to copy Dale or me or anybody else on the? How was my signal? Was I getting through or not? What was the situation last night?
Pretty scratchy. I heard you pretty good. I could copy you easily enough, but you were maybe 85% quieting, maybe or so, and then Dale, he was a little bit better than you were. His antenna was about 30 feet off the ground, but I did hear both of you guys, well enough to copy. It wasn't that difficult. You just had to pay a little more attention to the static, and I think some of that noise is on my end as well, because it came and went last night, so I think it's some local interference over here. So that's the story on that.
I can't figure that out. Why is it not, like I said, I think something around here is causing interference, because like even on the repeater frequencies and on 400 there, I get quite a bit of noise. There, and when you key up, I got a terrible squeal and a whistle or something like that. It was not the case last week. Hopefully I can still let's say hopefully next week conditions will be a lot better. I hope we will not have to consider a possibility of maybe moving to another frequency. But then I'll tell you what, I can't figure it out. Why is it I'm getting that noise on 400 and I'm not, and I was not picking up any noise on 415. So that's that's the way it goes. Chad, I'm going to tell you what, I'm going to move on with the net here, so I'm going to say, Senator East, thank you for checking in. You have a good evening. We'll definitely, I'm sure we'll probably hear you on the Sunday night net out in Monroe there.
All right, Jimmy, sounds good. And maybe this week sometime in the middle of the week, maybe I'll catch up with you on this frequency and we can try 400 again in the middle of the week, see how it sounds before Thursday. But I got to charge this battery here. I just put a new battery on this handheld that's already going low, so I think the charger came unplugged. So, all right, I'll let you carry on with your net there. You have a good week, my friend. K9GCR on the net, W9AXD, I'll be clear.
Okay, Chad, 73, thank you for checking in. You have a good evening. We'll talk to you later. K9GCR. Do we have any more stations wishing to check into the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now.
Kilowatt Echo 9 Norway.
KD9MED, good evening, Kurt. What's going on with you?
Well, not a heck of a lot. I'm trying to clean up my ham shack, but every time I try to clean it up, I find more stuff. So I don't know if I'm cleaning it up or just rearranging it. Probably boils down to rearranging it. Not too much. I heard your question, and I don't know, favorite thoughts of Christmas? probably a couple. One was my sister used to live down in the Bloomington area, and we used to go down there. That was later on, and it was just kind of nice driving south on, I guess, 39 down to Bloomington and going through a few of the small towns at the time and seeing the Christmas lights and things like that. The other thing was when we were at home, let's say on Christmas morning, this would be when I was about 8 years of age, or 8 years old or less, and my grandparents had come over on Christmas morning, and of course my mother was cooking and things like that. That was probably, I guess, the best memories that I had when everyone was together. KC9GCR, KE9N.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. Somebody's keying up, Kurt, but I think whoever is probably is one that causing that interference there. But you're coming right over top of it. But okay, that's what we were talking about. I even read all the Christmas radio nut jokes, and I even read some of your couple of your Christmas radio nut jokes too.
Yeah, very good. Well, I didn't get on until about 15 minutes ago, and I was just listening, and thought, well, I wanted to check in and let you know I'm alive and well. So, yeah, very good. Well, carry on there, and I'll be listening then. KE9N.
Okay, sounds good there, Kurt. By the way, Dean K9FLO has not checked in as of yet.
Well, of course, he's just down the road from me or up the road from me, however you want to look at it, only about half a mile. Maybe I ought to just crank up my HF radio and my amplifier and point my antenna to his house and wake him up.
Okay, sounds good, Kurt. Okay, hey, thanks for checking in. You have a good evening there. Thanks for checking in. Any more stations wishing to check in the Friday Night Fun at this time, please call now. Okay, we're still in the middle of Friday Night Fun trivia. This is the reading questions out of the Tech Q&A. This is for the benefit of the boys who are listening to Tony and Madden. So, all right. Okay. Here's one. Which is equal to 1 kilovolt? A, 1/1000th of a volt. B, 100 volts. C, 1,000 volts. D, 1,000,000 volts. Which is equal to 1 kilovolt? A, 1/1000th of a volt. B, 100 volts. C, 1,000 volts. D, 1,000,000 volts. Anybody have correct answer to this question?
C, from AC9GO.
You are correct, Larry. You are correct. Which is equal to 1 kilovolt? Correct answer is C, 1,000 volts. I'm not going to bother reading that math problem at all. So, okay. AC9GO, Larry, what's going on with you?
Hey, pardon me, I was just over at the neighbors with my wife. She has a bonfire going, and we always have good fun over there. Had some of the other neighbors and some friends over, so anyhow, that's about it. Beautiful night out there, Jimmy. AC9GO.
That's good. That's good. Yeah. So the Nets started out slow to begin with tonight. I figured that's probably what happened. Everybody's out enjoying the weather. Okay. How can you and K9KZT come along on the ham radio class?
Hey, everything's going great.
really going great. And you mentioned Tony and Matt. They're doing just fantastic. I think they're definitely going to get their licenses on August 5th, is it?
Yeah, QSL, August 5th.
Yeah, I'm sure they're going to be able to pass. I'm pretty sure at this point. And they've been working at it, and they're real excited about ham radio and all the things you can do with it. So I think they're going to be good hams there.
Right, I think they are too. Hey, Norm, KC9RGG gave me some news. I know you're a long-time broadcaster, being commercial radio or something, but I did not know this. Dick Biondi passed away.
Yeah, I heard that. It seems to me it was a few days ago I heard about it, and yeah, he was quite the broadcaster. I remember him on WLS, and I don't know if he called it the spaghetti song or what, but that was about the wildest thing you ever heard. You remember that?
Oh yeah, and he used to sing that song on top of a pizza. That was sung to the tune of "On Top of Old Smoky."
That's right. It wasn't spaghetti. It was on pizza. Oh yeah. And that. Oh my. Yeah, he was something else. Then he got canned one night there on WLS and had actually a network show for a while, and I can't think, Mutual Network or something like that. But had quite a guy. Yeah, WLS had a lot of good disc jockeys back then, and really did it up proper. AC9GO, back to net.
This is K9G with the Friday Night Fun Net on the K9RFD Repeater Rockford, transmitting for Friday Night Fun Net Center in Freeport. There was one DJ I remember, I don't know what his real name was, but he used to go by Dex Card.
Was that John Longdecker or something like that? And then, of course, there was Larry Lujak, and I don't even remember who all was on. But I listened to them when I was a teenager, so it's got to have been a long time ago. Lots of fun anyhow. AC9GO.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. I don't think it was John Landecker. I think that was somebody. Yeah, he used to go with Dex Cards. That was his air name. I got a kick out of that. Let's see, what was I else? Oh boy, I was gonna mention something. I don't know what it was now. But oh well, that's the way it goes. Also, we're talking about. Since it's going to start warming up, we're going to have that major heat wave next week. I was thinking, well, you know, what would be a better time to talk about Christmas in July? I was asking everybody what your favorite memories of a Christmas were. I also read all the Christmas radio nut jokes there too.
Oh, okay. Hey, that sounds like fun. And I guess, you know, if it's going to be super hot, I think of the Christmas, between Christmas and New Year's, we spent in Quebec City not that many years ago, just a few years ago, with my daughter and the grandkids and her husband. And it got down to
like 30 and 40 degrees below zero while we were up there, and it was really cold down here as well, but nothing like that. And I think the craziest thing I ever saw, there was a gal that was out in a jogging suit jogging down the street, and it was at least 30 below zero when when we saw her running down the street. There's somebody that's either dedicated or nuts. Anyhow, that's the one that comes to mind immediately. And spending Christmas with grandkids is probably one of the greatest joys of my life. So, anyhow, back to you, AC9GO.
Okay, sounds good there, Larry. Yeah, I did a tribute to Gene Stankiewicz, K9MED, at the beginning of the net there. I did a moment of silence. I also did a last call in his honor.
Very good, very good. Yeah, I was really sorry to hear about that, and the other two deaths that we had this past week. Really, I know N9CNW was, he checked into a lot of my nets and a lot of yours, I'm sure, too. Really a nice guy. Worked with kids most of his life. I know he worked with a church group of kids for about 20 years, and he worked with the Boy Scouts, and just an all-around good guy, and also at W9AXD Jim Hall. Sorry to hear about his passing as well. And Stankiewicz just recently. So that's all, though, been in just less than a 2-week period. So really sorry to hear about that. AC9GO, back to net.
Yeah, and today, I'm sure you heard the news, we lost Tony Bennett, probably one of our greatest entertainers, greatest singers we've had. But that's 96 years old. I'll tell you what, he lived a full life, that's for sure. He was performing up until almost the day he died.
Yeah, he was quite the performer, and he's one of the last of a whole group of performers. And I know I heard that one song that he did with Lady Gaga not that long ago, and it's like for somebody to live as full a life as he did, that's saying something. And he did a lot of good too. So I was reading this morning that he had been on that famous mark down there in Selma, Alabama, when they crossed that bridge and everything down there, the civil rights things that were going on. He was quite involved with that, as well as all the, singings and the good that the man did. So, sorry to hear about Tony Bennett as well. AC9GO, back to net.
Yes, he said he had Alzheimer's, but I'll tell you what, when he came to performing, he remembered all the words of the songs there. So, okay, hey, Larry, thanks for checking in. You have a good evening. Maybe we'll catch you tomorrow night on the right tune net. So, as you have a good evening. Glad the radio classes are going well. And let's see. I did the Health and TechNet in your place Tuesday. I only had 4 check-ins, and that only lasted 12 minutes. Last night, the Thursday Health and TechNet, I only had 6 check-ins, and that lasted exactly 15 minutes. So that's the way it goes. 7-3, Larry, have a good evening. Thanks for checking in.
Hey, thanks for covering for me. Now I will be around this Tuesday night because our next class is actually on Monday night this week, and then on Thursday night. So yeah, I'll be able to cover this Tuesday. The following one I won't be able to, and I think there's going to be a couple weeks past that I won't be able to cover it as well. So thank you again for taking that over for me there, Jim. Appreciate it. 73, my friend. AC9GO.
Welcome, Larry. Yeah, that's right. I'll be filling in for H9. K9KGT Monday night that. So, 73, thanks for checking in. Do we have any more stations wanting to check in the Friday Night Fun Day? Please call now.
Yeah, KD9MED with the internet check-in.
Okay, Mike, go ahead.
Hey, Jimmy, if you haven't checked him in yet, it's Casey, K9IH from LaSalle.
K9IH, okay, he's one of the check-ins. I think he's also one of the net control operators on that night watch net. There, that's for sure. The other night I was able to check in, so that was pretty good. Last night they didn't come in worth a hoot. Wednesday night they came in pretty good. So that was about it. K9IH, thank you for checking into the Friday Night Fun Net. Make sure you mention it on the night watch net. Oh boy, that'll be getting underway in about 15 minutes there. Okay, Mike, thanks.
Yeah, copy that, Jimmy. And you know, Casey had made a comment about saying that Dexter Card was the real name, that he was on WLS from 64 to 67 and replaced by Larry Lujak. And he said Dex passed away in Florida September 11th, 2018, owned many stations.
Okay, sounds good there, Mike. Thanks. This is K9GCR, the Friday Night Fun Net on the K9RFD Repeater Rockford, transmitting for Friday Night Fun Net Central Area Freeport. Any more stations wishing to check in, please call now.
KC9GCR, K9FLO.
K9FLO, good evening to you, Dean. What's going on with you?
Hey, not much, Jimmy. Almost forgot you tonight. So, yeah, happy Friday.
Happy Friday to you. You know what? This is my favorite day, Friday. This is my weekend. Saturday and Sunday, I couldn't care less. But this is my weekend for sure. So, okay, what is happening with you, Dean?
Not much there, Jimmy. Just working on projects around home here. Doing things that need to be done, fixed, replaced, and painted, and all that good type stuff. Kind of those summer projects that you have to do once in a while there. So otherwise, haven't been doing too much radioing in the last week or so. Catching the C9 net,
otherwise, that's probably my big excitement there, Jimmy. Go ahead.
That's good. That's good. Hey, the question tonight. Well, I decided that with the heat wave coming up next week, what would be a better topic than talking about Christmas in July? I'm asking everybody what your favorite memories of Christmas are.
Good question. I guess family get-togethers would probably be way up there. Yeah, that's probably the events, the get together and all that. Interesting topic for tonight. Couldn't talk about the heat or the electric bills or anything like that, Jimmy?
Yeah, that's for sure. That's for sure. Okay, Kurt KD9MED already checked in. I don't know if he's still listening or not. I want to see if he's at Kurt KD9MED. If you're listening, go ahead and go back to Dean.
Okay, no problem, Jimmy. Yes, I am still awake and somewhat alert. How's it going there, neighbor? K9FLO, KE9N.
KE9N, K9FLO, which we are in the center of the, what do we call it, the pea gravel resurfacing area of the county. Does that sound about right?
Yeah, I think that's about right, actually. Yeah, they put that down, and I tried to avoid that road. I tried to avoid McCurry Road for a few days, but now I'm driving on it. But yeah, they put that down. You still get the dust and everything else. But yeah, so that's that's Winnebago County. Of course, I'm in Boone County, at the edge of Boone County, and I don't know if they consider us part of the county. But you think they'd do anything to our road? No, I don't think so. I've seen smoother roads in northern Iraq.
Well, be careful there. You may get what you want. You got to remember, county line there hadn't been paved in probably 150 years, and they did it this year or last year, whenever it was, and so we got to be careful what we wish for. They may come through on that there. All I want to see them do is Rockton Road. There from 251 up to the county line, to the county line, and that'd be great because it is getting so bad. And thanks to the semis using that as an alternate route off the interstate. So if I haven't heard a thing on that there, I've tried to find it on the internet for the county and find out what projects are going on. But boy, I don't know. I hope they do some real paving like they did for that stretch of Rockton Road where they blacktopped it. I mean, really did. Nice job on that there. They need to do that other part, but I don't know. With all the money that the certain departments of government gave the counties and the state and everything else, we're not seeing the money flowing here yet, other than our front of the house. K9N, K9FLO in the senile net.
Well, why don't we place a phone call to Chuck, and I'm sure he would have it in the administration and tell them, that extra money they still got in reserve for that COVID-19, they need to send that this way, and we'll make good use of it.
I agree. But I think now he's going to go after it instead just get replacement Bs or something like that.
Yeah, I'll tell you, what a deal. And I shouldn't laugh about it. It's not funny. But what a deal to have the, 3 out of 4 hives or whatever go bad this year. Boy, that isn't good. So what have you been doing? You been working on anything?
I'll tell you what's interesting, the 3 that didn't survive are the ones that he got this year from California. So
Boy, I'd be really concerned about that. I know he says, oh, probably did it myself, but that's too weird. Why'd the fourth one survive? So, now I redid some coax going up to the dipole, mainly because I took down that, when they did the roof, they took down my antennas on the roof, and I took the RG8 I had on that cobweb and put that over onto the dipole. That was probably the only big change. Otherwise, just doing a lot of putzing around the house, getting stuff ready for winter. I think I'm done with almost all the painting I have to do, and got a couple more things to do, and the roof's all done. Trying to think, got a guy coming to look at my bushes in the front of the house. They're really getting out of control, and he's going to see if he can take them out, do something about that. And I still got a couple of trees I got to have taken down too. And oh boy, that's my good buddy Busy Beaver's gonna be real happy with me. My neighbor had one done, and he could have bought a new riding mower with what tree cost him. KE9N, K9FL, and the net.
K9FLO, KE9N. Well, I noticed on your, I think it's 2 pine trees in the front, they got a little damage done to them, or are they dying, or what?
Most of it damage. When we had that ice storm last winter, it busted a lot of the limbs off, and so I've just been going there and cut them out. And probably this next year, we're just gonna cut them down, and we got a guy coming over, or hopefully this next week, that does all that stuff, and let him take a look at it and what kind of price wants to take that down. Yeah, they're pretty bad shape. Last the winter, both of them got beat up pretty bad. A lot of limbs broke, and those 2 trees were 2 that were, when they were doing that tree giveaway back many years ago, and you'd go down to the county or whatever and pick up the saplings and plant them and that. Well, that's what those are, and hindsight says, gee, I wish I hadn't done that, but oh well. Go ahead.
No, I understand totally. Well, sometimes things sort of go that way. All right, well, listen, I'll let you go. Take care, and boy, it's going to be hot this next week. They're talking in the 90s, somewhere in there, and they said the heat index could be up to 100 or so. So be careful if you go outside then. Anyhow, well, turn it over to you, and you can send it back to Jimmy then. K9FLO, KE9N.
All right, Kurt, catch you later. I forgot this is Friday, so it won't be probably till Monday. Catch you then on the other net. Take care, 7-3s, and by the way, if you want those trees in front, let me know. I can make you a heck of a deal on them. Yeah, this has been my year for trees, and I got a big one in the back of the yard when those about 70, 80 footers I got to have taken down. It's starting to tilt pretty good, and it's those black locusts, and that son of a gun is, if I don't get that out of there, it's gonna, if it goes down, it's already lost its crown last year, and it's going to hit 3 sheds. I'll have some really mad neighbors at me. Anyway, take care, Kurt. Talk at you later. 7-3s, K9N, signed, K9FLO. Down to you at Jimmy, KC9GCR, K9FLO.
Okay, Kurt and Dean, thanks to both of you for checking into the Friday night fun net. You guys have a good evening, and we'll talk to you guys down the line. Okay, before we proceed, we have any more stations who would like to check into the Friday Night Fun Net. Please go now.
9SBJ, Scott in Rockford.
K9SBJ, well, hello, Scott. What's going on with you?
There's not too much cooking down here, just riverfront and all that kind of stuff, so we're just dealing with the weather and should feel pretty good. I was going to get kind of reliable up here and connect my 6-meter up, but I don't know about that. Yeah, it's about the worthless thing I ever bought, but anyways, that's just what I'm doing, getting into DMR and stuff like that and seeing what I can get going.
Okay, sounds good. Hey, with the heat wave coming up next week, I thought, well, what would be a better question to have be about Christmas in July? That's what we're talking about. I'm asking everybody, well, what are your favorite memories of Christmas?
Opening presents.
That's the way I feel too. At least back, especially when I was a kid there, that's for sure.
Yeah, nothing like it. When I was a kid, that was the best thing we ever did, was open presents. We already knew what they were, but yeah, that's what we went with, and it was all good and well. But Christmas in January? I don't know, or Christmas in July? I don't know which one you said, but you know, you can go any way you want to on that one.
Okay, sounds good. I hear you, Scott. Okay, hey, Scott, thanks for checking the Friday Night Fun Net. You have a good evening. Enjoy your weekend. We'll talk to you down the log.
Okay, 73, Jimmy. K9SBJ clear 195 monitoring.
Okay, do we have any more stations who'd like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. Okay, if the boys are still listening, got one more question. One moment, please. Oh, I'm going to do one more question on the Friday Night Fun Net trivia. If I can find it, then we're going to call it quits as far as the trivia goes. Let me find it here. This is K9GCR with the Friday Night Fun Net on the K9RFD Repeater in Rockford, transmitting for Friday Night Fun Net Central and Freeport. It is now 10 p.m. curfew time. Parents, you know where your children are at. Lockdown, lockdown. Winnebago County Jail is going into lockdown this very moment. Kerry, K9MED was telling me he listens to the jail frequencies on the scanner. And every night at 10 o'clock at this time, dispatch calls all radios, all corrections officers. Lockdown. Time for the jailbirds to go to bed. Nighty-night, jailbirds. Good night. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite. Okay, do we have any more stations that like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net at this time? Please call now. Okay, this is the last question of the night. All right. One of the toughest questions in the Tech General and Extra Q&A books. Your tower questions, of course. You new hams. Some of you are going to be, someday some of you are going to be involved in the tower climbing expedition. You're either going to be climbing the tower itself or you're going to be part of a ground support crew. This question, which I'm about to read, if you answer that question correctly at the VE testing session, that might put you over the top as far as getting your license goes. Okay, here we go. Which of the following is an important safety precaution to observe when putting up an antenna tower? A. Wear a ground strap connected to your wrist at all times. B. Insulate the base of the tower to avoid lightning strikes. C. Look for and stay clear of any overhead electrical wires. D. All these choices are correct. Which of the following is an important safety precaution to observe when putting up an antenna tower? A. Wear a ground strap connected to your wrist at all times. B. Insulate the base of the tower to avoid lightning strikes. C. Look for and stay clear of any overhead electrical wires. D. All these choices are correct. Anybody have correct answer to this question?
K9SBJ. I'll say, Jimmy, all of the above.
Well, I'll tell you what. In a way, you're right there, but that's not. But the book says that's not the correct answer. But in a way, you're right about that. It really should be all those choices by right. But that's not what the book says. But thanks for trying anyway. Anybody else want to give it a shot?
Yeah, I think the answer is watch out for power lines. AC9GEO.
You are correct, Larry. You are correct. Which of the following is an important safety precaution to observe when putting up an antenna tower? Correct answer is C, Charlie. Look for and stay clear of any overhead electrical wires. Power lines are the enemy of antenna installers. Place all antennas and feed lines well clear of power lines, including the utility service drop to your home. Be sure that if any part of the antenna or support structure falls, it cannot fall on the power lines. A good guideline is to separate the antenna from the nearest power line by 150% of total height of tower or mast plus antenna. A minimum of 10 feet of clearance during a fall is a must. Never attach an antenna or guy wire to a utility pole, since a mechanical failure could result in contact with high voltage power lines. Hand me the license manual page 917. That concludes Friday Night Fun Day Trivia for this week. We'll do it again next week. Any more stations want to check in, please call now.
KD9HKX, Larry and Roscoe.
KD9HKX, Larry and Roscoe. What's going on with you?
KC9GCR, KD9HKX. Not a lot, Jim. Just got down to the shack just about 30 seconds ago and had a bunch of stuff to do, take care of the wife and whatnot. And it's been a long evening. I'm about ready for bed already, but I thought before I did, I'd come down and check in at least. Other than that, let's see. Well, the melons are growing, but not ripe. The tomatoes are doing poorly because they just don't get enough sun and heat. And they're about the only thing I know of that likes the sun and the heat, but they do. Back to you, Jim. KC9GCR, KD9HKX.
Well, your plants will get plenty of heat and sun next week for sure.
Yeah, that's what I hear in the forecast. It sure won't hurt. It sure won't hurt. They probably need about 3 or 4 weeks of it, but if it just stays sunny and reasonably warm, even in the mid 80s, why they'd probably do all right. But hey, we get what we get, and there's not much we can do about it.
That's for sure. Larry, since we're going to get that heat wave next week, and being in summer, I thought no better topic to talk about would be Christmas in July. That'd be coming up on the 25th. I think you see all these shopping channels. That's what they'll be advertising. I'm asking everybody, what are your favorite memories of Christmas?
Oh, wow. You know, probably my favorite memories are when both the kids were, somewhere between 4 years old and 10 years old when they really believed in Santa Claus and gosh, that was just so much fun having them come down on Christmas morning and going through all those presents. And then probably the second favorite memory is, about the same age for me, growing up as a kid out on the farm. That was our absolute top favorite day of the year. Not so much for me anymore. As we've talked about before, I prefer Thanksgiving, but hey, those are good memories.
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, I always liked those memories as a kid about my Christmas. I always think about them like every Christmas. I said, I always said to myself, Christmas ain't like it used to be, and that's what. Nowadays it don't mean so much anymore. And like I said, Thanksgiving, Easter, and 4th of July are my favorite holidays. Christmas, not so much. It's become so commercial, it's pathetic. So, hey, Larry, thanks for checking the Friday Night Fun Net. I'm sure we'll probably catch you tomorrow night on the Rag Tune Net. 7-3, have a good evening.
7-3 is to you, Jim. KD9HKX clear.
Okay, are there any more stations like checking the Friday Night Fun Net this time? We come home your Friday night fish fry, steak fry, grocery shopping, or the show. If you just come home, if you just turned your radio on, or if you've been copying the mail for the last 2 hours and 10 minutes, this is your chance to check the Friday Night Fun Net from wherever in the region. Without traffic, please call K9GCR. Okay, I'm going to give you a rundown of all the other nets we have in the area. The Night Watch net in Chicago just started at 10 minutes ago. It's on 443.750 in Chicago, PL 114.8 plus offset. That net runs 7 nights a week. If you cannot get the repeater, they do have EchoLink capabilities. Don't forget about the Saturday evening Rag Tune net tomorrow evening at 8 o'clock on this repeater. I'm not sure who will be net control tomorrow night, but we go around a few times. Net control usually brings up a topic. If you don't want to talk about that topic, you don't have to. You can bring up another topic of your own choosing. We go around about 3 or 4 times. That's all about Rag Tune. That's what we'll do tomorrow night at 8 o'clock on this repeater. The Saturday Night Fun Net is held every Saturday evening, also at 8 p.m. on the 146.910 repeater in Milwaukee. Actually, it's located in New Berlin, Wisconsin. That has a PL 127.3 minus offset. You got to check in a certain way, A through G, H through N. Well, that's an example. That's not the exact way to do it. But let's see what we're going to do. And some of the topics they talk about, I wouldn't even dream of bringing up on this net. Oh, the record high for Rockford on this date was 102 degrees back in 1934. So, yeah. Okay. Just watching the news on channel 17. Okay. Tomorrow, let's see. Sunday evening at 7:30 p.m. on the 145.110 repeater in Monroe, PL 123.0 minus offset. Green County Aries race season that takes place. Scott, K9YI is net control of that net. It's a combination of Aries race season and the Rag Tune net. And the Big Thunder Amps Radio Club holds its Sunday evening net at 8 p.m. on the 147.375 repeater in Belvedere. That has PL 100.0 plus offset. For the second week in a row, I was able to get into that repeater with no problem. Okay, Monday evening at 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock on this repeater, we'll be doing the Monday night rah-rah info net. I will be filling in for Larry at K9KCT again. So, okay. Oh, yes, I almost forgot. Going back to Sunday. The Sterling net, the Whiteside County Aries group, meets at 8 p.m. on the 146.850 repeater in the Sterling, PL 114.8 Maya Sawset. You shouldn't have any problem getting into that repeater. That antenna is about 300 feet in the air on the Illinois State Police Troop 1 radio tower. Okay, oh yeah, now, Monday evenings at 8 p.m., we got the Lee County Aries Races net on 146 by 970 repeater in Dixon with the PL 82.5 Maya Sawset. The Kishwaukee Amateur Radio Club net meets at 8:30 p.m. on the 146.730 repeater in DeKalb with the PL 100.0 plus Maya Sawset, I should say. Tuesday evenings, we got the first of the two health and tech and the social nets. The first one meets at 7 o'clock on this repeater with Larry H9 and the GO as your net control. We talk about it. We ask everybody what they're doing how they're doing health-wise, have any technical questions or what have you. Also at 7 p.m. on the 145.450 repeater in Janesville with a PL 123.0 Maya Sawset. The Rock County Aries Races group holds it the Tuesday evening net. Now, the guys down in Ogle County just started a brand new net. It's the Ogle County Amateur Radio net. That net meets at 8:30 p.m. on Tuesday evenings on the 147.165 repeater in Oregon with a PL 146.2 plus offset. If they have time, they'll switch over to 146.595 simplex for a short simplex net. Then when they get done with that, they'll switch back to the 147.165 repeater for the 9 o'clock Ogle County Amateur Radio net for area Skywarn. Do check into that net, folks. That's a good net that they started down there. Wednesday evenings at 7 p.m. here in Freeport, the 147.390 repeater, PL 114.8 plus offset. I host the weekly Sienza County Aries net. Let's see, then at 7:30 p.m., the Greater Boy Amateur Radio Club holds its net on the 147.120 repeater in Boyd with a PL 123.0 plus offset. Then at 8 o'clock, here in Freeport on the 147.390 repeater, PL 114.8 plus offset, we have the Wednesday evening swap net. Mel, K9RFD, and I share the duties of net control operator. Mel brings us amateur radio news line, 15 minutes independent news broadcast of both entire and amateur radio. Now, Thursday evenings, oh, by the way, I just discovered we're not the only ones that have a swap net on Wednesday night. The guys in Milwaukee have one. I think it starts at 9 o'clock. It's on 145.130 repeater in Milwaukee, PL of 127.3 minus offset. Then Thursday evenings at 7 p.m. on this repeater, we host the the Northern Illinois Skywarn training net / health, tech, and social net with yours truly, and that's about it there. So okay, then, okay, I believe that's it. Also on the let me reset. On 14.287 megahertz at 20 meters upper sideband, Chuck's W9AXD hosts the Senile net. That net meets every day, Monday through Friday, from $1,400 to $1,500 Zulu. Now you're all caught up today on your local nets. Support your local net control operators, your local nets, your local repeaters. You're a member of any ham radio club, by all means support your local clubs.
KC9CFL.
K9CFL, good evening, Mike. What's going on with you?
Not much. I finally moved. Finally got my office set up, and my house is almost set up. It's still a disaster, but we're working on it. And I'm closer to the repeater, so I can sit here on a handheld, which is great.
That's great, Mike. Hey, congratulations on your move. Okay, with the hot weather coming up, I decided to bring up, we're talking about Christmas in July. I'm asking everybody, what's your favorite memories of Christmas?
I would probably have to say the first time I saw my 8-year-old daughter, the first time she opened up her Christmas gifts was pretty amazing. She was so excited, and it was just the happiest day. My birthday is on Christmas Day, so I try and avoid Christmas Day. I used to before I had kids, you know.
Okay, sounds good, sounds good. Okay, Mike, I read all the Christmas radio nut jokes tonight. I'm going to tell you what, I'm going to read one. This is from Eric, K9MCS. You know you are a radio nut when you're firing up your HF grid and you put out so much power, you brighten up all the Christmas lights on your block.
I love it. I love the radio nut jokes. But, all right, Jimmy, I'm gonna go visit with the wife, and I'll probably check in tomorrow night as well. I don't think I have anything going on. So, KC9 CFL will be clear on your final.
Sounds good there, Mike. Congratulations on your move, and I don't know who will be in that control tomorrow night. We'll look forward to it anyway. So, thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun in. Enjoy your evening, enjoy your weekend. Any more stations you want to check in, please call now. Okay, what else is going on? Oh yes, once again, this net is being live streamed around the world on the internet and recorded for future rebroadcast on the Friday Night Fun Net Facebook page. Check out the Friday Night Fun Net Facebook page. Go and follow, put in your call sign, follow instructions, and you're in business. You can. This net is being recorded. It'll soon be posted. You'll be able to hear it. If you can't sleep tonight, you can turn on the Facebook page and listen to it. We also have past editions of the net. Don't plan on listening to last Fridays because it was not recorded due to severe weather. It's Friday night every night of the week with the Friday Night Fun Net Central Facebook page. Friday Night Fun Net, all day, every day, all night, every night. Every night is Friday Night Fun Net Facebook page. Oh, hot streak ahead. June 20, oh yeah, 90 degrees. Let's see, 93, 94. That was the year. That was in June of last year. So okay. Okay, Friday Night Fun Net, all day, every day, or all night, every night, whatever your choice. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. You can't sleep. So I think I'm going to turn on the Friday Night Fun Net Facebook page and listen to the net. Okay, that's great. Okay. Okay. So there you go. And also, I want to talk about the Friday Night Fun Net Central Hotline. Area code 815-232-FN-FN, 232-3636. Local Freeport number. I've had no check-ins tonight during the net. K9DDF John called me just before the net, so he's an early bird check-in. If I'm transmitting, when you hear that phone ring, that's a real telephone ring, folks, not that phony baloney cell phone ring. You see pictures of it on the Facebook page. It's a traditional red desktop touch-tone telephone. Friday Night Fun Net. Please call now. Alright, this time I'm going to do my honorary checking. N9ARB, Tony, our EC here in Stevens County. He's also our public relations liaison for the VE testing here in Freeport. And his better half, Tracy. N9CAB, HC honorary check-in. Okay? And we mustn't forget the beautiful Kishwaukee River Yacht Club south of Rockford. Scott, A9, Silver Fox. I talked to him on the phone this week. He's doing fine. He sounds good. I asked him if there's any way we can get some hands to go over to his house, maybe rearrange this shack so maybe he can get on the air again. He said, no, not this time. So, okay, but he sounds good. He's checked in. Okay, now, I got to check in Justin. K9FEO, HC honorary check-in. He checked in last week. And one of the best guys in the whole world. He doesn't check in every night. He doesn't check in every Friday night, but he listens every Friday night. Richard, N9ZO in Belvedere, HC honorary check-in. Okay. W9KLG, Kevin, HC honorary check-in. KZ, Mike, HC honorary check-in. Oh, we mustn't forget Ricky, WX9RLT. WX9RLT, the voice of Northern Illinois Skywarn. Oh, by the way, be on the lookout for storms come through tomorrow. You just never know what happens. Keep an eye on the sky and near to the repeater. We'll put it that way. Okay, now I am going to do my Stevenson County check-ins. Let's see. KD9LOA, Brandon, in Rena, HC honorary check-in, and John. KD9OVJ, John McConnell. Tonight he's working at Lemon's Ambulance Service. He's a firefighter and EMT. The Cedarville Fire Department got called out earlier today to a fire. Okay, and let's see. I got checking George. N9WSQ, George, our club president, HC honorary check-in. Dave, NIDLB checked in the net earlier, so okay. Okay, at this time, are there any more stations who want to check the Friday Night Fun Net? Please go now. I got to check in Brad. Alpha Hotel 2 India. He was originally WW9, WWW, 89G, WW2C. Like I said, he's gone through so many call signs, it's pathetic. AH2I, HC honorary check-in. 38 check-ins overall. Okay, any more stations want to check the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. Anybody have any questions, comments, or input they'd like to bring before the net? Okay, I want to thank Dan N9DCH and the members of the trustees of this repeater and the members of the 195 group for allowing me to use this repeater to host the Friday Night Fun Net and all the other nets we're running until such a time as the antenna system on 14661 gets back up to snuff. I'm going to run down the stations I've checked in so far. Myself, K9GT, our net control. K9DDF, John and Elgin, my one and only early bird and telephone check-in. These are the stations that checked in so far during the net. K9YBG Dale, K9ICH Robert, A9VU Mike, H9NW Tom, K9QBL Paul, N9JLY Austin down Ogle County, EC down Ogle County, N9EGBP Greg, W9JEC Jamie, K9RGT Norman Orderville, Wisconsin, W3MBX Matt, K9MED Gary, K9MED Mike, who's live streaming this net on around the world on the internet and recording on the Friday Night Fun Net Facebook page. Okay, N9DLB Dave here in Freeport, K9KZT, K9EPZL, W9AXD K9VBX. That's Chad's better half. K9N Kurt, H9GO, K9IH. Internet check-ins. He's one of the check-ins on the Chicago Night Watch net. K9FLO, Gene Roscoe, N9SBJ, K9HKS, KEC9CFL. These are my honorary check-ins. N9ARB, N9TAB, A9SF, K9FEO, N9ZO, W9KLG, H9JZ, WX9RLT, K9LOA, K9OBJ, N9WSQ, and AH2I. Let's see. One early bird check-in, one internet check-in, I got a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 24 on-air check-ins, 12 honorary check-ins, and 1 early bird check-in, 1 internet check-in, has leaves a total of 38 check-ins overall. Are there any more stations who'd like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. Okay, be sure you tell your mothers, your fathers, your sons and daughters, your brothers and sisters, your aunts and uncles, your nieces, your nephews, your grandparents, your neighbors, across the street, down the street, next door, and your in-laws. Be sure you tell your butcher, your baker, your candlestick maker. Be sure to tell the clerk beyond the checkout counter at your grocery store. Be sure to tell the clerk beyond the counter at your convenience store. Be sure to tell the clerk beyond the counter at your post office when you buy your stamps or envelopes. Sure you tell your waiters, your waitresses, your bartenders, and at your friendly neighborhood bars, restaurants, taverns, or pubs. Sure you tell your bank teller, and when you go cash a check, be sure you tell your stockbroker, your tax consultant. Be sure you tell your be sure you tell the members of your local PTA or PTO. Sure you tell your priests, your ministers, your rabbis, your mullahs, your ayatollahs, or your imams. Sure you tell your boyfriends, your girlfriends, your ex-boyfriends, your ex-girlfriends, your husbands, your wives, your ex-husbands, your ex-wives, your ex-in-laws, and of course your old ladies about the Friday Night Fun Net. More check-ins are better than that. Make sure you have valid FCC license before you check in. I'm sorry, folks, we don't take check-ins from jailbirds, jammers, body moths, crackheads, dopeheads, bondheads, telemarketers. If you sit in the clubhouse take a knee or clench your fist when the national anthem is being played, we don't take your check-ins. If you don't back the boo, we don't take your check-ins. Plain and simple. Okay. Well, folks, it was a very successful net tonight. It turned out we had a good turnout after all. It started out slow, but I think everybody was enjoying the weather. I hope you enjoyed the Christmas in July stuff I brought you. So, okay, with that, this is the last call for any stations who want to check in the Friday Night Fun Net from anywhere in the region with route traffic. Please call K9GCR. Last call for Ratchet Jaw. Okay. Tune in again next week, same time, same repeater for another edition of Friday Night Fun Net. Until then, this is Jim, K9GCR. Now closing down this Friday, Christmas in July edition, Friday Night Fun Net for Friday, July 21st, 2023. And return the repeater to the frequency normal after radio use at 10:33 p.m. Central Daylight Time, 3 hours. 33 minutes Zulu time with a total of 38 seconds overall. 7-3s, everybody. Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night. 7-3, K9GCR, be clear. K9MED, K9MED, K9GCR. Go ahead, folks, and Mike, great job. Let's see, 2 hour, 33 minute net, unofficial count of 38 seconds overall.
All right, copy that, Jimmy. We'll get the live stream posted. This is KD9MED, clear on your final.
Okay, Mike, we'll talk to you next week, if not before. Talk to you later. I called the Chicago office of the FCC, left them a message, and never called me back. That's all I'll say about it. Celebrating my K9GCR. Good night.